Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Baseball Awesome with Isaac. In today's video, I'm going to be doing my All-Star Game selections. The Whoever leads the league in voting for each position will start the All-Star Game. So now we're gonna go over to the screen. Um, Starting with the AL first baseman, it's the two vote getters that made it past the first round, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Ryan Mountcastle. Uh, Vladdy beats him in everything, so Vladdy should be it. For the AL first base or NL first baseman, Bryce Harper was the number one vote getter in the NL, so he's already entered in to win it. So he's already starting there, and he's the automatic vote. For the second baseman in the AL, it's between Jose Altuve and Marcus Semien. The only thing Simeon beats him in is RBIs, and he has seven more. But Altuve is the better overall player this year, so it's going to go to Jose Altuve. For the NL second baseman, it's between Luis Arraez and Ketel Marte. It should be Ketel Marte. The only thing he's losing in, Marte is average, but that's because all Arraez does is hit singles, and Arraez is playing more DH, more than second, so it's got to be Ketel Marte. He's crushing the ball this year. At third base for the AL, it's between Jose Ramirez and Jordan Westburg. Uh, Both guys are putting up incredible stats, but it's got to be J Ram on the first place Guardians too. Ramirez is raking this year. For the third base in the AL or the NL, it's between Alec Bohm and Manny Machado. To be honest, I don't know how Manny Machado got here. I think it's because the Padres biased and they vote for their players, which I respect. But it's got to be Alec Bohm. He's beating him in at pretty much everything. For the shortstop for the AL, it's between Gunnar Henderson, and Bobby Witt Jr. Bobby Witt Jr. is having an incredible year with 312 average, 12 homers, 54 RBIs, and an 897 OPS. But it's gotta be Gunnar. He's on pace for a 9 point something WAR, which is just unheard of. And he might win the MVP if Judge slows down. But it's gonna be a tight finish. For the shortstop, in the NL, I don't really know who to go with here because Trey Turner missed a ton of time with a hamstring injury, and then Mookie Betts just fractured his hand, and is out for a while. And it should be Mookie, but he's injured, and Turner's also been injured, so I don't really think there's a right choice here. But we're gonna go with Mookie because he has the better overall stats, even though he's injured. For the catcher for the AL, it's between Salvador Perez and Adley Rutschman. Their hitting stats are pretty close with a 281 average and 14 homers, 52 RBIs, and then 824 OPS for Salvador. And then Adley 294 average, 15 homers, 55 RBIs, and then 821 OPS. I think Adley's been the slightly better hitter, but you got to take into account the defense Salvador is playing, which has been really, really underrated this year, but it's got to be Adley. He's crushing the ball. For the catching for the NL, it's between William Contreras and JT Realmuto. Both guys were crushing the ball. Contreras still is, but Realmuto is out for a while with a torn meniscus. So many players are getting injured now that I think about it. So it's got to be William Contreras. For the AL outfielders, Judge was the top vote getter for the AL, so he's automatically starting it in. I think he's center field. Um, but this AL outfield is actually kind of tough because Anthony Santander deserves it. We got to give it to Juan Soto. Juan Soto and Aaron Judge are locks. They're crushing the ball. But now it's between Stephen Kwan, Anthony Santander, and Kyle Tucker. Kyle Tucker missed a little bit of time with the injury, but that's still incredible stats. Stephen Kwan missed some time with an injury. Even though he's hitting 367 with 17 homers, this is tough. And Anthony Santander is just crushing the ball. I want to go with Kwan, but I might have to give it to Anthony Santander. Actually, Kwan's played every game, or not every game, but I might give it to Santander. He has the better stats out of this group, and he's crushing the ball for the first place Orioles. For the outfield in the NL, this one's kind of tough. Not gonna lie, we have to rule out Castellanos. Phillies fans voted him in, but he's not doing good with his 675 OPS, 11 homers, and 42 RBIs. Brandon Marsh is also just here because Phillies fans voted for him a ton. He has 270 average with 7 homers and 31 RBIs. So Castellanos and Marsh are ruled out. So now we have Teoscar Hernandez, Jerickson Profar, Christian Yelich, and Fernando Tatis Jr. I got to give one vote to Profar. He's crushing the ball with a 314 average, 11 homers, 55 RBIs, and an 884 OPS. Now it's between Teoscar Hernandez, Tatis, and Yelich. Teoscar is crushing the ball with a 248 average, 18 homers, 55 RBIs, and a 787 OPS. So now it's down to Yelich and Tatis. Tatis has better defense. I'm gonna give it to Tatis because Yelich has been injured for some of the year, so it's gonna be Tatis only because he has better stats and Yelich has been injured for a little bit of the year. Um, Now for the ALDH, Yordan Alvarez and Rhino Hearn are the guys that made it past phase one. It's got to be Alvarez with the 294 average, 17 homers, 43 RBIs, and 897 OPS. And for the designated hitter for the NL, it's got to be Shohei Ohtani. He's crushing the ball with a 316 average, 26 homers, 62 RBIs, and a 1.034 OPS. But Schwarber is also having a great year. So now my voting is done, but we're gonna go over who I have for each position. For the AL first baseman, I have Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And for the NL first baseman, I have Bryce Harper. He's starting it already because he got the most votes in the NL. For the AL second baseman, I have Jose Altuve, and second baseman for the NL, Ketel Marte. For third base in the AL, I have Jose Ramirez, and third base for the NL, Alec Bohm. For the shortstop in the AL, I've Gunnar Henderson and Mookie Betts in the NL for shortstop. At catcher, I have Adley Rutschman for the AL and William Contreras from the NL. And then for the outfield, for the AL, I have Aaron Judge, Juan Soto, Anthony Santander. And for the NL outfield, I have Teoscar Hernandez, Jerickson Profar, and Fernando Tatis Jr. And then for the designated hitter, I have Yordan Alvarez for the AL and Shohei Ohtani for the NL. That's it for today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe and let me know what you think of my picks down in the comments. Peace.